Okay, Tanchjim, I'm listening. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be talking about Tanchjim's latest IEM release, and this is the Tanchjim Fola, which is a single dynamic driver IEM coming in at around $200. Before we dive deeper into this IEM, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Tanchjim for sending this unit in exchange for my honest opinion. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties.
If you're interested in checking out this IEM or any other IEMs, I'll leave some links in the description down below. And if you've been enjoying my content, I hope you'll hit that like and subscribe button, as they'll help the channel a lot and I'd appreciate your support.
At first I thought the anime girl on the force was a one-time thing, but seems like this is the official Tanchjim anime girl mascot, so at least there's going to be consistency in Tanchjim's box design. As you unbox this product, you'll be greeted by the same white case as the Tanchjim Force. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave some links in the description down below, but essentially it's a nice white case that's different from all other generic IEM cases available out there, with a simple magnetic clasp for opening and closing, but the shape of it is a little bit awkward when it comes to storing your IEMs, but it has sufficient space. They provided you with two sets of interchangeable ear tips, one dubbed the bass enhancing ear tips and the other the treble enhancing ear tips. It comes with interchangeable nozzles. It's got a nice little handle to screw in your nozzle so you don't lose them, and at first glance they look pretty much identical in terms of design, and they are differentiated from the letters on the nozzle, which is a little hard to see, but at least it's there, so you don't accidentally screw in the wrong nozzles on either side. But we will explore more later on how it affects sound. It also comes with interchangeable terminations. You have the USB-C, 3.5mm and 4.4mm termination to play around with. The stock cable that it comes with is okay. It carries the same design theme as the IEM, so I appreciate that, and it has some rigidity to the cable design, but pretty standard cable with the translucent cable sleeve. And for the interchangeable termination, similar to the Force, you might want to choose what termination to go with and stick with that, since there's a notch that the terminations clip in, and once it's in, it stays in there pretty tight. For the design of this IEM, Tanchjim's IEM have always gone for simple elegance for their IEM design, and the Fola is no different. Mirror-like faceplate with the Fola branding on it, with the powder-coated silver metal body. It's a simple design, sure, but it's still looking very sharp and elegant. The faceplate, however, is a huge fingerprint magnet, being what it is, unfortunately, so a few touches here and there will smudge it up, but nothing a wipe wouldn't be able to fix. Nothing much more to say about the design. If you like the Tanchjim's IEM design so far, you'll be getting the same experience here. For fit and comfort, being a single dynamic driver, the Fola is very compact, and with its shape, it just sits inside of my ears, and I'm not getting any pressure at all, so it's getting the all-day wear tick. For the sound of the Fola, the sound I'll be describing will be based on the stock nozzle, which is dubbed Filter S, and I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting much since my experience with the Force wasn't the greatest, but the Fola out of the box is quite nice. There's some meat to the bass notes, so it's hitting with authority, and it lends itself to the mid-range as well, so there's a nice layer of warmth to the sound. I'd classify the overall presentation as intimate. The vocals has some presence to it, and the background music stay where they are as accompaniment to the singer. There's some energy to the trumpet notes, but I still categorize it as relatively safe for treble sensitive people. I've always talked about having that balance between making the treble extension smooth but still having some energy, and I feel the Fola threaded that line really well. There's still a nozzle that makes the treble much smoother if you found it a little sharp, but to me it was just nice. Imaging on this IEM is good. You can hear the position within the soundstage. Being this intimate, the only drawback is that you're going to be overwhelmed by all the sound coming to you. So when it comes to very busy tracks, it's going to struggle a little bit, and you might want a breather after a few listening sessions of music that are really busy, like anime tracks. But all in all, the Fola does its job well. So for the interchangeable nozzle, changing it to the filter L, the most noticeable difference would be in the treble department. There's a bit more openness to the presentation, and the attacks are a little sharper, so I'd put a mild caution for treble sensitive people. Both sets of nozzles don't alter the sound too drastically, so the changes to the sound that I've mentioned, while noticeable, is still a minor change rather than a huge one. Changing it to the other filter, the entire presentation has a bit more distance to you, so there's a bit more room for the sound to breathe. However, it does come with a bit of sacrifice. The bass punch isn't as impactful as the other two nozzles, but the attacks are much smoother, so I think this is best suited for anyone looking for a more relaxed sound signature. So comparing against the Tanchjim's Force, the one thing that the Force has over the Fola is the effect audio cable, and that's pretty much it. They both have the USB-C, so it utilizes the EQ feature from Tanchjim's app, but in terms of stock tuning right out of the box, the Fola ticks a lot of the right boxes, at least for me personally. Intimate sounding presentation, bass with weight and some treble energy up top with a nice balance overall, with some tuning nozzles options to play around with if you don't want to stick with EQ. All in all, I find myself choosing the Fola over the Force for this comparison. I already have a huge portion in my Tanchjim Force video talking about the Tanchjim app and the EQ adjustments that you can make if you're using the USB-C termination and connecting this IEM to your phone. So instead of repeating the entire section, check out my video on the Force for a full breakdown of what the app can offer, but essentially, if the stock sound from the Fola isn't to your liking, you can tweak it ever so slightly to make it suit your personal preference, but you're relegated to your phone rather than the dedicated sources that you have in your setup, since the EQ options and the app are only available via USB-C. So in summary, where the Force failed to impress me, the Fola makes up for it, and it definitely suited my personal preference and ticked a few of my boxes when it comes to sound presentation. Coupled with the fact that it comes with plenty of accessories, plenty of tuning options in forms of tuning nozzles, or you can switch to USB-C and utilize the app to give you a bit of EQ, talk about a versatile IEM. The Fola definitely came to impress, and it delivered. However, this is all based on one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Will you be trying the Fola, or if you've already tried it, what are your experiences like? Comment below and let me know, and with that all said, thank you once again to Tanchjim for this opportunity and to all of you for watching. See all of you in the next video.